Okay. Big. God, I'm tired. Actually. Oh, wrong button. Wait, why are things like that? Okay, there we go. Um, we'll need to do that. Hey Zed, how you doing? Sounds like fun. I feel like I missed something. Oh. Thank you for the bits. That's really nice of you. Yeah. I mean, technically, it is a little bit of money. I think, depending on the person, yeah, it's less than a cent, but yeah, it is about that much money. Um, but yeah, it is really cool. But yeah, I recently gained the ability to do that. I do not yet have integrations for bits because I am trying to work on Broadcast Butler, which is going to be my replacement for StreamerBot when I can finally move to Linux full time. And basically, what I want to do for oh hey, what's up? Thank you for the bits, man. I still need to make it so that there's like an actual on screen event for bits. Currently I don't, but I will have one eventually. For bits and cheers. For bits and what do you call it? Super chats and stuff whenever I get monetization on YouTube as well. But the main thing that unfortunately is stopping me is bloody Broadcast Butler, because it's taking too much. There's too many things pulling on my time right now, and I can't like stay on for as long as I would normally do. Get my ass. So sorry about that. I'm not a big fan of the Stream Elements ones. Maybe I'll do like a very, let's say, do a simpler drawing, drawable version. That'll do a thanks for the bits. That I'll just like do a drawing and then have it slide onto screen. That's plausible. It shouldn't be too difficult with StreamerBot. But yeah, I also fully intend to redo all of my like graphics, because I've gotten a bit better with them and I would like to improve them. Um, takes a long time to finish. Even while you continue to work on other solutions, you do need a big stick. Your clan knows well that a battle you do not have to fight is often better than a battle you win. But and having a big scary construct to dissuade any assaults will be important and should it having a big will is a useful tool to move towards that and towards that outcome. However, however, should it come to a confrontation, having, let's say, you are certain that a construct, like your puppet, would be really useful. Oddly enough, you do not think that it would be the most effective against single large targets. While powerful, your own actions against the creature that inspired this creation proves that It does not have the mobility or range required to. Um. Uh. Uh. Um. Um. Deal with the more powerful. Zed, are you referencing Kadama? Sorry, what do you call it? Pikmin when you say Bulbit? Indeed, Kappa. Okay, no. Apparently, it's called the Bulborb in Pikmin. There's an enemy in Pikmin that reminded me of that I got reminded of when you said Bulbit. Huh? What is it? Sound safe? Let me guess. Is it another bit? It is another bit. Ah, random bullshit go. Cool, yeah. I am aware. That is. I am aware. So I'm aware of. Oop. Oof. Sounds great. I feel like a bit shit sounds more. Sounds more offensive. Yeah. Sounds like a bit of shit though. Hey, Alan. More powerful mages capable of havoc at a distance. It is while where you think it will excel, however, is in the Whoa. Uh, I remember teachers. Gods. I don't know what it is about like lower education teachers. Hmm. Like lower level educators, as in like um high school and that kind of teachers. But they've got some of the like biggest insecurity complexes that I've ever seen. Like it's really rare to find like a confident teacher. I I still don't I understand why companies are pushing for AI. Yeah, the problem is nobody wants to use it responsibly. If people were using it responsibly, then I don't think anybody would care. But the problem is nobody is effing using it responsibly. Yeah, so like what's it called? If you think about AI, basically every big company's dream is okay, we're going to minimize costs and maximize profits. And the way we're going to do this with AI is we get to lay off all of the junior workers. Except that's going to cause a problem in the future because AI is not improving at the rate that people thought it was. Oh, by the way, do you hear about this new thing? Like, remember, I've mentioned a few times in the past that one of the good uses for AI is cybersecurity, right? Where AI technology, say, the reason AI does well in cybersecurity jobs is because, yes, I'm aware of Alvin and the Chipmunks. But yeah, the reason why AI technology does better in cybersecurity is not because AI is a better computer programmer. Oh gods. When was the last Alvin and the Chipmunks movie? Has it been less than 10 years? Okay, no, it's been more than that. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's just been about 10 years. Gods, what a waste of resources. Yeah. But what's it called? So, you know how they said that uh what's it? Where is the... Oh, god damn it. Give me a second. I need to find the damned thing. What's his face? It is low level. Blah, blah, low level. Yeah, I don't give a shit about your clickbait titles. I just want your links. Fatty Paul. Here we go. So, I guess so. But, so, remember how I said that one of the good uses for AI is cybersecurity. This is not because... 70th is a weird number for it anyways, but honestly, I don't give a shit. If they actually did something good with it, like, it's not even that it's AI, really, right? My problem with it is that the movie is going to be shit. It's not going to be any better than getting the old movies from 2005 to 2015, right? Let's see. Is this anything reasonable? Okay, there is absolutely zero information here. I have nothing to form an opinion on. But yeah. Yes, so the AI insecurity. I've generally said that one of the better places for AI in an applicable use is that AI doesn't get bored. So even if it isn't better than a human at cybersecurity, it can find problems that humans miss just on account of humans will get bored. They won't be able to read as much code that as an AI would be able to find. But it is not better than a person, say, than like a trained cybersecurity specialist. Case in point, Baddie Poll. Now, this is a major vulnerability in Linux that basically allows allows you to gain complete control over a system using the epoll subsystem. Now, Mythos found a different bug, but it didn't find this one. Yeah, but that's a separate thing, right? That is AI being used by idiots. This is why AI, why even if you use AI appropriately, it isn't a perfect solution, right? Now, Baddie Poll basically shows that, hey, you cannot trust AI to be your sole answer to cybersecurity problems. It is a powerful tool, and using it appropriately, as in with the right harnesses, with a security specialist to check over the results to validate them, yada 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 yada. Assuming that you do this, AI, cybersecurity is one of the better places for AI to actually find a useful outcome. This is the single best, a niche cybersecurity tool is the single best application for AI that I have seen so far, and that is telling you something about AI. But it cannot be the only solution, because as Baddie Poll has proven, AI is not better than a cybersecurity specialist. It is just unable to get bored. Because, as, say, when, Mythos found a different problem in ePol, some security researchers looked over the code and they found a different problem in ePol that was completely missed by Mythos, by the best AI models that we have right now that require so many computing resources that they are literally sold at a loss. Mythos and Fable, the tokens for them, as far as I understand them, cost more to oh yeah. But and the problem with using AI for coding is I have tried to use AI for coding several times. And yes, there will be people who say that, hey, you're doing local LLMs, that's worse than normal ones. I am not doing the giant projects that people use complicated LLMs for. There is no reason why a very, very simple API middleware and a simple website that can do simple API calls should be out of the range of modern LLMs, even local ones. I'm not doing anything fancy. Yeah, I guess theoretically, if I really wanted to, I could be like, I could have my code run for like 3 days straight to finish everything in like a minuscule step-by-step manner. But at that point, you might as well just do the programming yourself, right? Every article I see about it is honestly all the AI did was make it so that instead of actually doing it and understanding the problem, you just spent the entire time yammering on at an AI solution to do the thing, to do the thing in about the same time it would have taken you to just do it yourself. And because you had an LLM doing it for you, you don't understand it. There's unpredictable edge cases everywhere, and the code looks like shit because it's like trying to implement standard patterns which have no actual relevance to the current situation. Like for example, what do you call it? If I pull up, wait, I'm gonna pull up. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Notepad++, and this. Okay, bleh. So this is my code for the roller. Right? This is my code for the MOC roller, right? If you disregard the 300 lines of just declaring perks, it's not a big code base. It looks a little big, but it's not a big code base. This is the entire thing. It's one file that is a little over 1,000 lines long, and a lot of it is just like weird HTML handling that realistically other people would put into sub projects and shit. But if I asked an LLM to do this, there would be classes everywhere instead of two basic classes that really just exist because I want to have stuff that is like portable and for readability's sake. There would be classes for everything. There would be classes for the save file. There would be classes for friggin' groups. There would be classes for the version header that does jack shit. There would be classes for like the role structure. There would be classes for the save file. There would be classes everywhere that would do jack shit. It would try and implement like some node bullshit in doing this and create a much more complicated thing for no reason. It probably would have fucked over the so it probably would have tried like some weird class bullshit with a filtering system. This thing probably would have been like some weird like callback function that's like stapled onto like half a dozen other things. Yeah, this system would be like 10 times more complicated if I had asked an AI to do it. Hey Zalrex, how you doing? But the point is, because I understood that code, I got that thing done in about 8 hours. I bet you that simple project would have taken an LLM upwards of 2 days. Where do you think it lacks, however? It's in handling the hordes, lesser foes that your enemies have seem to have a preference for. The cloud, the toxic miasma that your creation will be able to spread over large areas, will no doubt be able to devastate legions of lesser enemies and remove the numbers prevent your foes from overwhelming your defenses to the crude application of sheer numbers. Yep. So for this, and this is the reason why I'm still using the old skin for Spacebattles, my extension, like my custom extension, which is full width posts, is basically, I mean, you can see it, you can kind of see it here, is that I've got this font size set to being big, and then I have like a bunch of stuff that alters the way that the post like layers itself, so that I get this like almost mobile inspired format with the user block on top instead of being to the side. Like if I disable my stylus roll, right, this is what it looks like normally with the user thing on this side and yada 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 yada, but I don't like that, so that's why I used stylus to edit the... I mean, technically you have the option of doing that, so if I turned off stylus, right, so you can see that I can set it to 32. Oh, I guess that is what that looks like at 32. Oh gods, looks like shit. I mean, technically it's legible, but I vastly prefer that. Crude application of numbers. Hopefully, between your magic. Indeed, the small scale test that Arcana is yes. I have a Yamaha AG06 that I got used, and it allows me to here it is. You can see that it has a compressor and all of this that's enabled as part of the profile, and this is done on the peripheral, so it's done on the mixer, so I don't need to touch it. But yeah, I've just got some voice isolation to balance out my voice a little bit. I've got a little bit of compressor. You can see that it's like at -20. And yeah. Suggests that it will be it will be devastating to even the less experienced by the mage soldiers that the Yeah, it should be fine. The only reason that I do it is because I've got like a VTubing setup, which means that I've got a lot of overhead, and I personally have like this is a me thing, right? This is a I prefer it when as much of my processing is happening away from the computer and screwing things up. So having an external audio interface means that my theoretically it means less interference from systems. No worries, Alan. Enjoy yourself. The update should be live in like 30 minutes tops. There will be no that the Forest King has been fielding as of late. Let's see. No, but let me see. Oh, it's a post-production thing. Yeah, I don't do any post-production on this stuff because, like, at least as of right now, I don't particularly care. I'm not doing. I don't have the time and resources necessary to do like highlights or edited VODs or all of that stuff. I would love to at some point, but I have made it a point to avoid investing in more streaming related costs until after like until I have money from the stream to invest into the stream, if that makes sense. Oh, my noise removal is from OBS. And yes, RNN noise is perfectly sufficient. And I believe my RNN noise is actually running on CPU. My experience, so back when I had an NVIDIA GPU, I used to use the NVIDIA noise cancellation suite, and it was great. So I will admit that NVIDIA does have some good software. Supposedly, the Radeon software is similar. The problem is that their software support absolutely, like, sucks. Like, by orders of magnitude. I have no idea why their system doesn't work the way it says it's supposed to. Like, they have, like, seriously screwed the pooch on that one. But, like, attempting to turn on their AI noise cancellation is, like, is a exercise in friggin' frustration. But yeah, RNN is basically OBS's AI denoiser, right? So it is also like a neural network doing noise suppression, right? And it's fine. It's like lightweight enough that I haven't seen any issues from it. And it's got like a fairly high quality ceiling. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some work being done to distill NVIDIA's noise cancelling tech as well. But yeah. Yep, that's kind of basically what I do. What I do is that well, it's not really that I do anything matching different YouTubers, but when I initially got started, I basically just like grabbed a stream from my speakers and I put it next to my voice and then I went from there. But like since then what I've basically done is just fiddled with the settings on stream and asked people if my voice sounds nice. And as long as there aren't any issues with it, like I'm not doing a professional enough stream to actually care. Like maybe down the line. Yes, I do have some makeup gain, but I don't need it. I don't think I need it anymore. I've been fiddling around with various settings, and like I have a little bit of gain in my filters for my mic. So if I go in my filters for mic, I do have like 7 dB of gain. But that's mostly to like compensate. But yeah, seems to be working more or less. What's I feeling? The main problem is in crowd. It is in managing. I'll say in preventing friendly fire. Unlike the original Sea Beast, you are no worries. Enjoy yourself, man. I'll try and drop by a stream sometime. Unlike the original Sea Beast, you are unlike the original Sea Beast, you cannot simply flood the entire battle. Flooding the entire battlefield with an acrid fog will not. They will have. They will limit. Always going to be useful. Not going to be is not there is will limit your options in how you can deploy something. Yep. So for me, the thing about the what do you call it? Gain knob is I do have one, but I have found that if I position my mic just right, I don't need it. As for the like headphones volume, I do have monitoring, but the main thing for my monitoring is that I don't want it to be too loud, that it overwhelms the thing. I assume that there are ways of me like adjusting the monitoring volume a little bit more, but I don't really care for doing that. Right? So if I raise it a little bit more, I hear myself more from the monitoring than I do from the thing. So generally, I just keep it a little lower so that it is like easy to tell that I am being. It's easy to tell that I am, you know, audible and the mic's working without the system just kind of overwhelming the actual audio from the system. And that has been your primary challenge. All of this. While the large project team focuses on getting... I mean... If I look at the controller, right? The setup that I use... What is my comp? I use 6:1, I guess. 6:1 at -20. But that's me. Like, this is the system that's worked better for me. So, like, if that turns out to be... Like, if for you, a 4:1 thing works better, then... Yeah. So, hold on. What happens if I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna remove that. And then that's my voice is down a little bit because of that. I'm gonna raise this a little bit so that my voice should be being gained from... Oh, that's why I did that. Do I want to do it like this? Do I... I think this sounds better. Let's adjust that down slightly. Oh no, it's because I fiddled with my... gain in the right way that I no longer need to have the gain done in OBS. I can just do it here. Oh wait, no, I need to put that back. No, I need to put that back. Because I remembered why I did it that way. Because I did it that way on purpose. I need to knock that back down to... I believe it was 3. And this needs to go back up to 7. But the reason I did it that way is if I do the... or was it 2? If I do the gain on... if I do the gain on... what's it called? If I do the gain on OBS after the noise filtering, what happens is that my mic is... oh, hold on. That did a thing. Filtering. It was something like this. Hello. Okay. That's not right. Actually, that is right. But the reason I did it this way with the gain after the noise cancellation is because if I do the gain after the noise cancellation, it doesn't apply the gain to the background noise, which makes it easier for the noise cancellation to remove the what do you call it? Remove the background noise, but keep my voice nice and loud. So, that should be appropriate. I might bump up my... Actually, I'm gonna bump up my gain just a little bit. To like 5. I think that will be the appropriate level over there. Let me check my EQ. Bumping that up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Well, in physical construct, going and say, together and establishing foundation for your enchantment, to be woven into, you are left to manage the more esoteric aspect of the aspects of the creation. The ability, sorry, the means by which your construct will be. Stream is probably not going to be longer, not going to be more than another half an hour longer. I'm just getting the update done. But I've got a bunch of IRL stuff that is keeping me from doing my usual long streams. So, bye for now. And I hope you get back before I'm done. Your construct will be able to follow commands and deliver poison where you need it, rather than simply squirting out a jet of whatever whatever you supply, to give your creation the means of making more, and acting as a viable guardian. To that end, you leverage some of what you saw in Takami's manipulation of the wind, allowing your creature additional phantasmal tendrils formed from suspended poison. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, what's up? Allowing your creature additional phantasmal tendrils formed from the suspended poison that the Twitch and YouTube buttons are not clickable. Take a look. So we're here. Did you scroll down? Yeah, we've got... No. What you just need to do is scroll, or if you're on a phone, you drag down on your screen. It's so you remove the trees. See, if it's closed like this, you can't click come join me either. Like on a phone thing there. Yeah, I know it's not great. Um, it's not a great solution. I am going to fully redo the MusicWell site at some point, but it requires me doing a lot of art, and I do not have the time to do a lot of art. The basic plan for me right now is I finally solve the IRL stuff that is causing a bunch of problems for me. As soon as that is over, hopefully in a few weeks, I will focus on getting Broadcast Butler done. And once I get Broadcast Butler done, I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to do for my transition to Linux. And yeah. Something about how the creature. You had originally considered, um, doing something similar to the bog. To the spawning pool. Something about how the structure, structure settled when you looked at creating, Yep. How did it go? When it looked at creating something similar. The creatures that it... Yeah. It depends. I assume that Alphonic works assuming you have the right skills. But I have no idea how Alphonic actually works, so I can't really comment on it. Really? Yeah, I have no idea why you would want that then. Wait, no. No. Alphonic seems to be okay, so the website for Alphonic says that it covers all of this shit. Right? This is like creating a bunch of additional tooling. This is saying, okay, this in addition to doing EQ and all of that stuff, it does noise reduction. It does like this is the level balancing, which I'm assuming is the EQ stuff. This is the EQ. So here's the EQ. Here's like noise balancing for different parts of the thing. Cleans up speeches. So it cleans up like filler stuff and like removes all that shit. This stuff. This seems to be a more complicated system that is geared towards post-production. It's not just an EQ and a compressor, which is why I assume that if you know how to use it properly, it could theoretically be good. I have never used it. I do not believe it is something that I particularly care to use either, because like to my knowledge, it should be perfectly reasonable to replicate like almost all of those features with like any standard suite. But yeah, I'm going to like I think the only thing I saw on that features list that I can't do with the open source like kind of shitty Kden Live is the like filler word removal. So yeah. But something about how the structure settled when you look at creating something that the original beast spawned when ripped apart was unsettling to you. Deciding to trust your gut, at least when it comes to working with something this dangerous. You go with corrosive cloud that the construct can conjure and wield against your foes. They wield against anything threatening. There has been a sudden reversal. Reversal in news coming from the Hyssop Island, where things had seemed to settle into a stalemate. There has been a sudden so there's been a surge of activity from the Force Kings. rumors abound of a new warrior. The one that has seen far more success. That has seen a significant success in breaking the entrenched seahorse positions as and allowing the horse the fourth kingdom forces to push past their initial beachhead and take more territory on the northernmost island. I mean, part of that will just be your own voice, right? A lot of people find their own voice to be unpleasant to listen to. I'm like my own voice sounds very different to me when I listen to a recording versus to the way it sounds in my head. Ironically, I think I prefer my recording voice more than I prefer my head voice. But that is a very abnormal experience in my knowledge. From what I've heard, most people hate the way their voice sounds recorded. And it's not always the case. In some cases, the people's voices sound better. Say some my voice does sound like crap, but that is something that I will like see as a point, say something to improve. But yeah. You largely your mother is thankful for the news, hoping that it will be technically so do I, right? If we look at my controller here, I guess technically I have like a 4-point EQ, but it is effectively isolating things into 3 bands. Right, I've got the low band here, which I have raised, the mid band, which I've left relatively low, and the high band, which I have also raised. But yeah. It just is more nuanced in the way that it applies those 3 bands. There's a reason why 3-band EQ is like the standard, and it's because a lot of EQ ends up more or less can more or less be simplified down to a 3-band EQ. Yes, it makes your voice deeper, but the thing is, just having a deep voice makes it sound muddy. Having the highs also makes your voice sound brighter. And then you have the middle tones, which tend to be fairly passive in all of that. Will be able to, in my opinion, and like the way things sound for me, then yes. I assume it depends on each person's voice and whatever produces the optimal result for each person, right? Like, I know that's a bit of a cop-out, but at the end of the day, that's just the way things end up, like, working out. Everyone has a different voice. Those will need to be optimized in different ways. It's the reason why audio engineering is a job, right? So perhaps one day when I am, say, if I ever earn enough from this, like, actually do optimization, I will, like, pay an audio engineer some enough money to watch one of my streams and, like, comment on the way the EQ, like, the way the EQ fiddles out, and, like, I will have an optimized layout that will work. But that's a long way away. Yeah, like, I expect that I won't need to go for, like, a particularly high-end one given what I want. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, if I ever earn enough, like, if I ever grow big enough on, like, become a big enough streamer that I am actually, like, earning money and I'm willing to invest in something like audio engineering, right? Audio engineering is, like, somewhere in the middle rank of priorities when it comes to things I would improve if I have the money, right? There's a bunch of graphical assets, there's a bunch of animations, there's a bunch of music stuff that I would do long before I do audio engineering work. But assuming I, like, get to that point, I would have enough money to maybe drop a couple $100 to have, like, an audio engineer just drop by for a stream, spend, like, half an hour commenting on my voice and how they hear it, and, like, taking a look at my settings and giving some level of basic optimization. Yeah, that's basically what basically how things would work out. But if that, so, yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that. Thankfully, I was hoping that it will be to, help, push the current summit to something of, conclusion. Still, this stinks of, a new piece on the board. Yet another. Perhaps another one of these guild foreign mages. They did just deploy one of their elites against you. Did they do the same to the as well? Yeah, because your voice has high tones and low tones and mid tones, and to my understanding, the parts that your ears pick up on tend to be primarily centered in, say, primarily in the extremes, right? In the lower ends and the higher ends. So yeah. I just need to come up with a good name for this post and then I'll be done. Yep. See you tomorrow. Bye. And end the stream there.